What's good, everybody? Welcome to the 6th episode of the Adam KE podcast. Today, I'm proud to announce that I got my man Ziggy on the podcast. What's up, Ziggy?
What's up, Adam? What's up, people listening? Young 16-year-old Adam's gonna smash this podcast. So let's get started, champ.
Let's get started. How you doing, man? Doing well?
I'm good. I'm in Dubai. It's 5,000 degrees. We're melting, but I have the AC on and it's good. And my dog is awesome. So that's all.
Yeah, man. I saw the Instagram, man. The dog's so cute. Biscuit, right?
Biscuit. Yeah, he's a we bought him in Dubai, and the guy said you're gonna get a toy poodle, which are about this big, right? Like they're like puppies. My dog, this big now. So
wow.
The guy was full of caca, but we love him anyway. You know what I mean?
You can swear if you want. So good.
Yeah, no, this kid is awesome as hell. He's a little arsehole. He's too smart for his own good. My wife's in love with him. She's lost the plot. She doesn't love me anymore, and she loves the dog, and that's life, mate. So
that's life.
Yeah, sucks. Yeah.
Advice for all men out there, yeah? Don't buy a dog. Khalas.
Not for your wife. Yeah. So what else, buddy? Tell me. Speak to me.
Yeah, man. You recently, man, commentating on the social knockout event with people like Adam Saleh, Money Kicks, Slim, NNA Productions, Anas. Crazy. Such an amazing event. And you were commentating, and I gotta say, man, how was commentating on that for you?
It was good. It was I was commentating a bunch of kids, in my opinion. They're young YouTubers, they're successful, you know, I'm a 40-plus-year-old man. They're like, I think they're all under 25. So completely different generation gap. I mean, can you imagine being 18 years old and having like 3 million people follow you is insane. At 18 years old, I still didn't know how to wipe my bum. You know what I mean? At 18 years old, I couldn't even, I didn't know the alphabet or anything along those lines. So like these kids nowadays are absolutely crazy and they're insane and they've got money more than your mum and dad and your whole family in 100 years. So a lot of big egos, but the good thing with boxing, your ego goes out the door because you're going to get punched in the head, right? And that was the beautiful thing. Yet some of the fighters, after they got their asses kicked, would say, "Oh, I won." Habibi, you did not win. It's out there for the world to see. But the commentating was fun. It was excellent. Respect to all the young men that got in the ring, because it's hard to get in the ring. You know what I mean? I've been in the martial art world for 30 years now, from boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing. I've had 12 fights myself, trained with a lot of people. And nothing is harder than doing a training camp and then fighting, because all of a sudden, the stress, the crowd, you forget what to do. And these boys were brave. I think, is it Slim, the Yemeni kid from New York, Brooklyn? Is it Slim?
Yeah.
He beat that Persian boy, and that Persian boy said later he had a panic attack as soon as he stepped into that ring. He trained hard, but he had a panic attack because all of a sudden he's overwhelmed. He's got the lights on him and everything, and he kind of froze. And you could see, if you watch the video, he froze and he was taking punches to their head. And so you got to respect all these young men. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun, man. I got to do what I do, talk and make fun, yet being respectful and showing a different perspective of commentating. As we were speaking about earlier, before we started this podcast, a lot of commentators are quite boring. They're like, "And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coca-Cola social event knockout, blah, 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 blah." But when you can make fun of yourself and make fun of everyone, yet be serious, it engages you. The audience. So yeah, it was fun, and we should do another one this year. I think maybe in October.
Yeah, man, I loved it. Like I loved your commentary, man. Like I remember all the jokes. I remember there was this hot girl walking with the ring sign. You told the guy next to you got a wife and 3 kids.
Yeah. He's getting a bit excited. My boy, with some of the boys were getting excited. I was like, "Habibi, bro, relax. The world's listening." And yeah, it was fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, you get paid to do something you love, so it's awesome.
And you predicted Slim winning in the like right before. You were like, I got my money on Slim, first round knockout.
Yeah, because Slim's had a boxing fight before, and he's tall and he's lanky, and he had the height advantage and the reach advantage. And I've seen him box before, and I just knew that he was going to load up, and he loaded up, and he's got beautiful technique for an amateur boxer. And it's all he had to do, just those straight punches straight down the gurgler, and he hit every time, and he shocked the hell out of the poor Persian. So I forgot his name. One. Let me tell you about fighting, okay? A lot of people talk shit, but as soon as you get punched in the face hard, your ego disappears and your balls drop, and then you realize, oh my God, what have I got myself into, right? That's in the streets and in the ring as well. When you get hit hard, you know, I could tell you 100 stories where someone comes in cocky, yeah, do. And they're like, okay, Habibi, yalla, let's spar, soft. And then he goes hard. And then you throw a hard punch or you throw a head kick and you hit him hard with a shin across the head. They step out of the ring. Why? Because either they're pussies or deep down they don't have it, or they don't know. So I don't, where I'm going with this is that, you know, you either got it or you don't, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't like to get hurt. You know, that's why you have to respect the fighters in there, man.
Yeah, respect all the fighters that went in there. And, you know, Adam Saleh, Walid Sharks, crazy fight, man. Very, very, they put on a show. But it was a draw.
It was the best fight of the evening because they're both boxers. They're both amateur boxers. One has had, I think, 10 or 12 fights. Walid Shark, and Adams had 5 fights. So that's why you could tell when you watch them, they had technique, they had style, they had good defense, good offense. They looked like boxers. You know what I mean? They just weren't kids. It was a great fight. Love that fight. Definitely a rematch.
Who do you think won?
Walid Shark won. Hands down. Yeah. I don't know what the judges were drinking or smoking shisha. I don't know what the hell, but it's easy to see. It's a point system. You got to see what hits flush. What I mean by flush is like not hit your guard, you know, not hit the your boxing gloves, but when you're getting a direct hit here, body shots and what have you. And young Walid was just, I'm not going to say tearing him up, but he was getting more shots on him, more effective shots. He won it, but the judges decide to give it a draw, which means they get to rematch and we get to watch it again. So that's good.
Yeah. And also the Anas and Money Kicks fight. Do you think Money Kicks should have won? Because it's a huge debate all over social media. Money Kicks rigged it or whatever. Do you think he deserved it?
Okay, here's the truth. Money Kicks won it. Now, you'll need to watch this 2-3 times to understand why. Anas went out there like a psycho. He went out there Arab style. You know, we're all Arabic. We have that, you know, like when you're a kid, when your brother hits you, yeah, you go crazy. Now, if you don't know boxing and you watch that, you think Anas won it because he was more of the aggressor, which means he was coming forward and he was throwing punches. Out of, say, hypothetically speaking, 100 punches he threw, you could say about 6 or 7 got through. Do you know what I mean? They got through the guard, they clipped Money Kick, you know. But Money Kicks was, when he was throwing, he was more efficient with his punches. It doesn't look like it, but he was. Okay, so he was racking up the points very slowly. And I know a lot of you out there are going, oh, they're paying. No. I was there. I was sitting at ringside watching. I got 30 years experience doing this shit. Okay, it wasn't the prettiest fight. Now, let me tell you something else, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who has had thousands of hours of sparring, all different types of people. When you come across someone who doesn't know how to fight, it's much harder to fight them. I know that sounds weird. I'll repeat that again. When you're fighting someone who doesn't know how to fight, it's harder to fight them. And the reason being is that you were taught, say boxing, to keep your guard up, to throw, a nice left jab, right punch, hook, uppercut. You'll learn the basics, okay? All the punches, okay? And then you practice them, you practice your defense, offense, you protect, a punch comes, you parry, you block with your shoulder, counter with a right, step to the side. You learn this. Everyone learns it. I learn it, you learn it, depending where you go, okay? All of a sudden, you've got a guy like Anas, and I don't know, no one taught him shit, by the way. I would love to talk to his coaches, and these guys should be fired. Absolutely rubbish, right? They go, no, look at what your fighter did. If he had thrown straight punches, he would have knocked Money Kicks out because he had more power. He was stocky. Do you know what I mean? The distribution of weight. I think he would have knocked Money Kicks out. If he could box, he would have knocked him out. He just would have pushed the pace forward and boom, boom. And occasionally he'd break his guard. Bang. You hit hard, you break the guard, and you get hit. He was just throwing haymakers, and he gassed himself out, which means he got tired really quick. No one taught him anything, man.
That's the basics, man. To pace yourself.
I know, but he either didn't take it serious or he thought he could win, or his trainers are they need to be fired. It's absolutely dismal. I was watching, common sense says this, okay, first round, have a feel for the first minute. You know what I mean? Throw your punches, see what he does, get the distance right, and then we'll see how we go. And then generally, second round, you can pick up the pace, and third round, you can finish hard. He went like a bull he's dancing in there, losing energy and everything. He's learned I don't even know if he learned a lesson. I don't know if anyone's telling him. But at the end of the day, Money Kicks won that fair and square. Once again, 99% of people watching know nothing of, I do boxing. No, you don't, mate. You don't have experience. You have not sat there and studied the science of boxing or Muay Thai or MMA and so on. So I'll give you an example. If you want to become a good example, Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao a few years ago. Everyone thought Manny Pacquiao won. Why? He was the aggressor. He was throwing more punches. But those punches weren't touching him. They were hitting his gloves. To the trained eye, you could see that Floyd won easy. He was tagging him again and again, just like this fight. So at the end of the day, no one paid anyone off, okay? Because if Money Kicks had got hit really hard and knocked out, do you know what I'm saying? It would have been knocked out. You can't go, I won. You know what I mean? And no one paid for nothing, man. It doesn't. I know he's wealthy and all of that. I know the promoters. I know everything. I know the people that trained him, right? At the end of the day, he had the guts to put his reputation on the line. He could have got knocked out, man. He got tagged 1 or 2 times. Just boom. Not enough on the chin. Just whipped him. If he had hit him hard once, he would have been concussed. And then he would have copped more and it would have been over. That didn't happen. So look, it wasn't the most entertaining fight, but like I said, when you're fighting someone who doesn't know how to fight and they're the aggressor, it's hard to fight. So bottom line, Money Kicks won. Leave it at that.
Yeah, I could, for me, I was watching it. I was like, how did Money Kicks not knock him out yet? Because someone that doesn't know what he's doing, it could obviously it's very dangerous because it's very unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen. But then you just sit and think Money Kicks trains so much, and then someone that doesn't know what he's doing, I really expected a straight knockout on Bana. I expected Anas to fall asleep on the floor. And then I feel like everyone expected that. And so the fact that, he didn't made everyone think that he won.
Yeah. And that's called hype. That's called hype. That's the problem nowadays with social media, is that you watch YouTube clips, you watch Instagram clips of them training, and you're like, oh, he's got it. You're just watching 30 seconds, you know what I mean? A minute of Reality is, like I said earlier, once you hop in the ring, it's a different story. your heart rate goes up, you get anxious, you forget things, you start to hyperventilate. Anyone that says, no, I'm relaxed, are bullshitting, mate. It is so stressful, okay? You go to gyms around the world and I will see, I can tell you firsthand, I know a guy here, he should be a world champion at kickboxing. I see him in the gym sparring UFC fighters, K1 fighters, glory fighters, all these he's training and sparring and beating them. But every time he gets into the ring, he can't perform. And it freaks us out, like all of his training partners. Like, we saw you the other week knock a guy out. You're much better than this guy in the ring, but the anxiety and everything gets to you. So yeah, it takes a special human to be really good. For those out there that don't understand, you know, you have to be special.
How long do you think does it take to, like, some random YouTuber, TikToker, or whatever wants to box in one of these events? Obviously not a serious event, so something like this one. How long do you think they would need of intense training?
A good 6 to 8 weeks.
That's it?
2 months, yeah. To learn the basics and get their fitness up and the conditioning up. They could be super shit or they could be good. You know what I mean? This thing takes years. So you asked me the question for a YouTuber.
Yeah.
You did it against another YouTuber. So first of all, you need to be fair where you have people that have never done the sport before. So there's an even keel, right? Even. Everyone's going in there. Okay, you don't know how to box. You don't know how to box. You go to your training camp. He goes to his training camp. You got 8 weeks to prepare. Then let's see what happens. But if I'm a YouTuber and I've got a box and I boxed for 3 years, but I stopped 2 years ago, there is a 90% chance I'm going to smash the shit out of you. Why?
99% chance, mate.
You've always got a puncher's chance, which means you can throw a punch and knock someone out. That's just a fact.
Okay.
So, yeah, like a good 8 weeks is to, you know, you got to train every day, 6 days a week, and you need really good coaches. The problem here, we have good coaches, but we have a lot of shit coaches here. A lot of people with their egos. Just because you've boxed doesn't mean you're a good trainer. You know what I mean?
I see.
Some of the best trainers in the world have had no fights or they've had a handful of fights, but they have something up here. They have a great fight IQ. They can read someone. They can see your potential. They can fix your jab. They can teach you great offense, great defense. They can teach you how to move your body, how to condition your body. They'll get you the right training partners, the right sparring partners. They will move you methodically. You know, they'll track you. They won't throw you in the ring straight away with a beast that hits you and you get shocked and scared. They will slowly, gradually get you to the point where you wake up one day going, wow, I did 5 rounds with this killer and I'm confident and I feel strong. I'm ready to fight. So you really need to find a good camp. That's for anyone that wants to do it.
So, Ziggy, let's say like some random TikToker that does motivational content wanted to fight in the next 1 to 2 years. Would you be down to train him?
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, so would you be down to train me in the next like 1 to 2 years?
Is that what you want to do? What? So here's a question for all you dumbass, egotistic kids out there trying to become famous boxing. First of all, let's be honest, 99% of you look silly because when you're in there, you don't know what you're doing and it looks silly. Okay? But you guys do it because you think you're going to become famous.
No, Ziggy, honestly, like
who's become, let's look at it. You have KSI at the top, right? Is it KSI?
Yeah.
He can box. Boy employed some of the best trainers in the world. He trained for like, 3 to 6 months? He dedicated his life to it. And the boy is genetically gifted and he could box. And he fought Logan Paul, who's an ex-wrestler, extremely athletic. You saw what happened and they had 2 fights, right?
Yeah.
I think they fought twice. You know, the Paul brothers aren't no joke, man. These guys have money. So they bring in the best people from around the world and they train sometimes twice per day, and they have a sports conditioning coach. They have masseurs, they have pad holders, they have best sparring partners, they have the best nutritionists, they have the best mind coaches. But on top of that, they are naturally gifted, right? And they train hard and they work hard. And that's why only a few of them at the top are making $5 to $20 million. Why? Because they can put on a show. Now, if you look at the undercards of some of these YouTubers, it's hilarious to watch, right? They're like dancing in there, shaking their ass. It's good. It's entertainment. But those guys are never going to make the money, or they're never going to get chosen again to get on another fight show. You know, you need someone like Adam and Shark. You know, they can box. You know what I mean? People want to watch that, you know. So I'm not knocking all you YouTubers because it's the future. This is where we're going. But you got to know how to box. Otherwise, you look like a dill. And what are they going to do? Everyone's going to laugh at you and leave messages. You're an idiot. You're dumb. Who taught you how to fight? You're the worst. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at least these people at the top, like, you know, you can't bag Waleed Shark. The guy's got 10 fights underneath his belt. He knows how to box. You can't, if you bag him, you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't do what he does unless you can. If you can do what he does, you'd respect him because he's a boxer and you're a boxer. You might bag him trying to get the fight so you can become famous. That's what's happening nowadays. This new generation, thanks to Conor McGregor from the UFC, talking shit. No one likes that trash talk because you're becoming disrespectful and you're trying to. It's worked for him, and everyone's trying to take that business model, like, and everyone's looking like an idiot. Oh, I'm gonna smash you, and then, you know, after that, I'm gonna smash your family, and you're an idiot, mate. No one talks like that. You talk like that in real life, you're gonna end up dead or you're gonna end up in jail. But people are trying to do it for likes and what have you. Guys, don't go down that route. Honest to God, you look like an idiot, and you know that's not you. You would not do that in real life. You would not walk into a gym and say to me, hey, ugly, I'm going to break your face. I can't wait. Mate, I'll throw a dumbbell at your head. I'll find out where you live. I'll kick your front door and I'll let you know not to, you know, don't mess around, son, you know. A lot of people are going to get hurt if they go down that route. Trust me, you know what I mean? You got to, the nonsense, and this is all to promote fights, and it's bullshit. And people are going to learn. You know, when you're by yourself years down the road and you look back at what you did, you're going to think you're such an idiot. And your kids are going to watch that one day, and you're trying to set an example on how to be a man or how to raise your daughter. And here's you, you know, 15 years ago, bagging someone's mum that you don't even know. You're an idiot, mate. You know what I mean? Sure, you know, short term, blah, blah, blah. You can talk shit, but you know, God. Anyway, yeah, we can move on from that. So, yes, a training camp and you can fight, but why? So, why would you want to fight for?
See, honestly, I love it. Like, I did boxing just for a little bit, like not long ago, but I really loved it. And we got like a boxing bag. I have some gloves. I just like watched some videos about it, and I'm really interested. And
so you're prepared.
I'm prepared to train like crazy. I'm prepared to put all the
and then
work.
You're prepared to hop in the ring and people to watch you.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do that anywhere in the world. There's hundreds of shows. You can train and go to your gym, and they'll set up a fight with someone like you. But you want to be on the.
I want to be on the influencer card. I want to be like.
Why?
I know you said this earlier, but it'll build my name as well.
So it's all about you.
No. It's all about I want to get the discipline. I want to actually like show up.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You can go to any boxing gym and do that for free.
Yeah.
But what do you want to be on the show for?
I also want to build my name. I want to actually
It's about you. It's about you. It's about you. It's about you.
So who else would it be about?
So if you love the sport like I love the sport, you do it for you. You go and you train hard, you put in the effort, you start off on shows that no one turns up to, maybe your mum and dad, your girlfriend, and then, you know, there's maybe 10 people around, and that's how life works. But all of your young generation, you want to jump the gun. You're all lazy shitheads. You want to jump the gun. You want to become famous. Hey, good for you if you can get it. I hope you make $1 billion. I'm saying, but it's unrealistic. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, you're stopping my dream. I'm not stopping your dream. You know what's stopping your dream? A punch to your fucking nose is stopping your dream, right? You got to, like I said, why jump in and look silly? Why don't you, if you're serious about it, why don't you dedicate 1 year of your life to boxing? No one knows about it. Okay, you can put it on Instagram and TikTok, whatever you want, you're training. Put 1 year at a good gym, then get on a show. So at least now in your hearts and in your mind, you're a boxer, right? Look at Adam and Shark, they're boxers. They came in there. They knew they were boxers. They were boxers, man. They were respected around the world for that. They put in years and years of effort to get there, to put on a show like that. Or you want to look silly, completely up to you. If your fan base loves you enough, what I've learned with this generation and social media, you could be loved. Say you've got 2 million followers and everyone loves you. You can hop in the ring and do absolute shit and your fans will still support you, which is weird to me. Like, it's just like, hang on. The guy I looked up to spoke all this shit and got his ass kicked. I don't think I want to, I don't think I want to follow this person anymore. It's not the type of person that I want to be. You know, I'll give you an example. Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor could shoot someone today in the head and his fans will still stick up for him. Oh, it's for entertainment purpose. Oh, he had a bad day. You know, we're living in these crazy times now where people are so loyal to shit. It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? If you saw his last fight, he was telling Dustin Poirier that he wanted to kill him. He wants to sleep with his wife. And I mean, just stuff you don't say, right? You don't say this. Yet he still has, people love him. We're living in crazy times. It's insane. So I'm not, you know, I might come across as harsh to some of the people watching this, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? Like all you young folks and a lot of other folks, you're all caught up in this social media, digital world of wanting to become famous and everyone like you and all this stupid, silly stuff that people do. I mean, I was watching on YouTube, I'll send you the link, what idiots do for attention on social media, like on TikTok. People will spend days planning something for a 20-second clip, like making dumb faces and all of that. Good for you, but like, is that your world? What, you're going to become semi-famous for what? Catherine works at KFC, but now she's got 2 million followers on TikTok. She's got to work hard every day to keep that audience entertained. She got to go stupider and stupider, right? To keep that audience alive. And it gets boring after a while. No, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that are entertaining on social media and what have you, but you know, I'm not being an old man. I'm just observing the trends. So back to your thing, going on a social media event.
Ziggy, I promise you, like, I'm not gonna enter a ring if I'm gonna look silly. Like, you know me. You know I'll take this shit seriously.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do it, like I said, you at least need, in my opinion, you need to
Some
spend
time. Yeah, already doing it.
And let's be honest, this is how it works. If you have 3 million followers on TikTok, 2 million on Instagram, 2 million on YouTube, I can get you on the show like that. Why? Because you bring money in. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All money, my friend. All you people out there trying to get excited, you're worth nothing. Your brand's nothing. You need to work to a point where you have those followers and backing, because these people, hopefully, if you're on the card, they'll buy the pay-per-view or they'll go, or like most of them, are cheap and they'll stream it illegally. We found out that the other night from social events. So many people out there, they love this person, but they're too cheap to pay $10 to watch the event, right? So they'll illegally stream it. So if you have the followers, you can get on any event.
Yeah.
But now,
So Ziggy, this is the plan, right? I'm 16, so I got time, and I'm not gonna go up and hop on the event next year. I'm projecting. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it right away. I'm not gonna go in looking silly, and I want to build my brand first, right? I'm not gonna go in as a nobody, you know.
There you go. So
Yeah.
if you get set serious, go to a good boxing gym, go 3-5 times per week, do it for a year, build up your content, build up your followers. And if you get enough followers, I can pretty much guarantee you, as long as these events are on, I can get you on the show. I can get you to talk to the people that make the decision. But as long as you've got the followers, then it's a business. It's a business.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. That's the plan. That's the plan. But we'll work towards that. But let's move on from all this boxing and fighting stuff. You know, it was very interesting, but we gotta move on.
Let's move on.
You worked at the Navy in Australia.
I was a gunnery sailor in the Royal Australian Navy for 6 years. My job was to drive boats, drive warships, teach people self-defense, boarding parties, jumping out of helicopters onto vessels, illegal vessels, maybe in Australian waters and international waters, piracy. I taught people small arm weapons from the 50 cal, Glocks, Minimizers, Steyrs, Remington shotguns, AS battens, all of that fun stuff. So basically, I taught people in the nicest way how to defend themselves, and if the shit hits the fan, how to protect yourself, and if it gets really bad, kill. And I don't say that with pleasure, but that's our job at the end of the day, right? When you're in the military, our job is to carry out orders, and thank God, Australia, we never had to do that. Australia is very professional. We're a first world country, so when it comes to defense, you know, we have a lot of things implemented. So, for example, if we're on if we've boarded a ship in international waters that is doing something illegal, you know, when you're carrying a shotgun on your back and they see you're carrying a shotgun and a pistol on your hip, 9 times out of 10, they're like, hey, anything you want, you know what I mean? And we de-escalate a situation. But yeah, it was fun. 6 years. It was good.
How old were you when you started?
I was 19.
Wow. So very early on, you know, we have us kids, you know, making TikToks, making videos, and you're out there on the ships.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
look, there's a lot of kids out there now. There's a lot of kids out there that are 19, 18 right now, being what I call heroes to a certain extent. I'm not saying they're heroes because they're going to go hurt people, but they are doing something in their lives that will make them proud. They're doing an honest job. They're doing an honest job. You know what I mean? They're putting the effort. They're putting their lives on the line every day. More people die in training than they actually do in war. You know what I mean? Like by practicing. Yeah. So basically, everything in the military, 99% of the time says that you train for war. It's that 1% that go off to war. So you're always training, and there's realistic scenarios depending if you're in the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, what have you. So you're always training. You might be training on boarding a ship. So a ship would be on a wharf, and you would come with your vehicle and, you know, say special forces training for that. And I've seen this many times. They would, you know, the SAS, one of the best elite soldiers in the world, Australia definitely has them. They would rock up in their Nissan patrols, blacked out, you know what I mean? 4 guys on each side, outside, holding on to these rails that they've made. And in front is a big ladder, you know, like a 20-meter ladder. And they come in 100 Ks, lock up the brakes. Ladder will slam down on a ship, and you'd have all these special force guys running up the ladder to get onto the ship. So you need to execute really fast because if you're slow, you're going to get shot and you're going to get killed. I've seen guys going as fast as they can, fall off the ladder, hit the wharf and fall in the water and dislocate their shoulder and out of action for 3 months, you know, or maybe they need to get discharged because now when they fell 3 meters and hit that concrete wharf, they shattered everything. And now they've got to get a medical discharge, which means they're no longer, they can't do their job anymore. So more people die in training than they actually do in war. And that's a fact.
Respect to you, Ziggy. 6 years of that. Wow, man.
Yeah, look, you know, I loved it. I was built for it in terms of, you know, I adventurous, hungry. I started Muay Thai kickboxing at the age of 14, so I was always into that manly, you know what I mean? I was always young, and the people above me in the martial art world were, you know, an average of 5 to 10 years older than me. And I was always in that circle of men back then. Back then it was different than now. Nowadays everything's on.
People are manly, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people go, "What are you talking about?" Back then there's no social media, so you had to be yourself, and there was no show ponying or ego because you just it just wasn't there. So, and once again with fighting, you don't play fighting. You play basketball, you play soccer. You don't play fighting, my friend. You think, for example, if you come to the gym, for example, right now, if we hop in a time machine and I take you back to 1993 and you're this TikTok star, oh, I'm doing this and that, and you got this mouth, and you come to the gym, everybody will look at you like, who's this fuckhead? And then you're like, yeah, I box a bit. And I go, all right, mate, no problem. Hop in the ring. Ooh. And you come in and you do something. You're going to get knocked out. You know, you're going to get hurt. So that was my thing. So that prepared me. By the time I got a little bit older, I'd been around, you know, with bikies, with world champion fighters, with jailbirds, just real tough, good blokes. Okay, not good outside of martial arts, but they were good blokes. I knew them as good blokes. You know what I mean? They did nothing to me. And so therefore they were good blokes. So that prepared me, you know what I mean? That prepared me for the military. That gave me a good stepping stone to get in.
Yeah, man. And, you know, I look at your story and, man, you're a tough man. You're tough, one of the toughest guys I know. And speaking of being tough, man, I've seen on your Instagram, you're fighting cancer, man.
Yes, I've been battling cancer now for 4 years, and now I'm on. We can talk about this on another podcast. We can go over it later, but just for now, not just to bore the audience and what have you. It's a different subject, but I've been going through it for 4 years. Yeah, it's pretty tough. I'm doing chemo and immunotherapy at the moment, and hope to God it works. So I feel good, which is the most important thing. You know, if you feel good, it means good things are happening to your body. When you're feeling bad, that means something isn't right. So thank you, God. I feel good. I feel healthy. I mean, I lost a lot of weight, but that was due to the fact of not eating a lot and not working out because of COVID. I used to love going to the gym and doing boxing, but every time I'd go to the gym, people here just don't obey the law. There's no masks. There's just sweat everywhere. And the last thing I want to do is get COVID with my condition, because my immune system's okay, but it's not as strong as someone who doesn't have cancer. So, you know, you might think to yourself, oh, why don't you put a bag outside? It's not the same. I'm a people's person. I like to be around my mates, you know, especially when you're doing martial arts. You want to boxing, kickboxing, whatever. You want friends there that you can laugh and make fun of, and then they can hold the pads for you and you can hold the pads for them, and you can do some light sparring. And you need humans, man. We're humans. We're pack animals. So, you know, I lost a lot of weight and a lot of muscle because, and I have a gym at home, but I don't touch it because it even though I should, and I know I should. It's just like I said, I'm a people's person, and I like going to the gym, and it's just so that's on me. But overall, I'm good. I'm grateful to be alive, and that's just life, man. That's
Yeah,
just
man.
life. Shit happens. You know, I
Shit
could
happens. Yeah.
you know, I've seen enough death in my life. I've lost friends in the military. I've lost friends to suicide. I've lost cousins to car accidents. So you could be the happiest person in the world, and you can hop in your car, and then something can happen and you're dead. That's life. And that's it. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to die. One thing cancer teaches you is that you don't want to die. I know this sounds crazy. I'll give you, you know, I always used to think, right, that like you'll look at people in Africa and they're starving every day, and you know, I used to think, well, if they're really that poor and starving and every day, you know, would it be best that they ended their lives? I know that sounds crazy to some people, but like is the suffering worth it every day, 10, 20, 30 years? And then once I got what I got, I understand people in that situation. There's something in our DNA that you want to live. You know what I mean? You want to live.
Will to live. That shows
the
up.
will to live. Yeah, it's deep, like, yeah, and none of you guys will know this, unless you're in a situation like me, or in a similar situation, or you know, you're starving and you've got no food. You know that the will to live will automatically jump out of nowhere. And so I'm grateful every day. I'm grateful, and yeah, and I think just being honest about it. So yeah, it sucks, man. But it's life, you know. I'll beat it. I hope to God I'll beat it. You got to stay really positive, and you know what I mean. And that's another, as they say, another feather in my cap. You know what I mean. I've done a lot. From a very young age, you know, I look at my life. I came from a good family, but I decided to go off the rails, and then I got into kickboxing. That got me out of the shit. You know, I won an Australian title at the age of 16 as an amateur, not a professional, you know. And then I got on the bad side of life, hanging out with bikies and all of that. When I turned 18, all my friends went to jail, and I got out of that. I was very lucky. And then I got back into Muay Thai from that period, and I was blessed to train with some of the best people in Australia. And then I joined the military for 6 years, and then I became a very successful personal trainer in Australia. And then next thing I know, I came to Dubai in 2007 at the age of 30, and we started this first fitness company in Dubai, the first ever private fitness company in Dubai.
Boot camp.
Boot camps, Renegade. They were, I forgot the name. And then I started my own business in Dubai. So there were two businesses. And when we went to register our business in Dubai, they didn't even know. There was no license for it. They didn't know anything. There was no fitness industry here. In terms of, sure, there were gyms and there was like kickboxing gyms, but it was just like nothing, you know, like what we brought that Australian passion. Australians were a sporting nation. We brought that here. And next thing you know, the fitness industry blossomed to what it is now, which is one of the best in the world. You have everything in Dubai. So, you know, we did that. I've written a book. I've written a movie. I've funded a movie. I've got a movie out. And, you know, so I'm grateful for my little adventures. And then this came, and this is a little hiccup on the road. Just a little detour, but I'll get back on the road.
What's your movie called, Ziggy?
It's called Bordering on Bad Behavior. You can get it on Apple TV, but only if you have a US account. You can buy it in Walmart. You can buy it on Hulu and all of that. Bordering on Bad Behavior.
Bordering on Bad Behavior. What's it about?
Okay, so it's a bit politically incorrect, but now I can talk about it.
That's a good thing. We need that nowadays.
Because the UAE and Israel are now friends. I did a military movie about my experience in life. I'm Arabic. I grew up in a Jewish area in Melbourne, Australia. We are supposed to not like the Jews, but I learned at a very young age we're the bloody same people. You know, I grew up within the Jewish community, which a lot of Arabs and a lot of people are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I was placed there. I was born there. It's not like I had a choice in the matter. And I grew up and I could see their perspective and they could see my perspective. And, you know, we all get along. Some of my best friends are Jewish and we argue all the time, but we can still get along. So I decided, you know, and the world is always bashing each country back and forth. So I thought, I'm going to write a movie about my experience in the military. So I'm going to get an American soldier, an Israeli soldier, and an Australian Lebanese soldier locked in a room for 6 hours where they can beat the shit out of each other, but they can talk and become friends. Because the only way to overcome, and I learned this in the military, when I first joined, they didn't like me. I was like one of the first Arabs to join, and I went through a lot of racism because I'm Australian. I was born in Australia, but I'm not white. So, and my name, Ziad Darwish, they called me Ziggy, but to them, I was still an effing Arab, right? Because that's just people, you know, their parents taught them that, and then that's all they knew. So I know all about that. And I changed a lot of people's perspective in the Navy once they got to know me. And they would always come back and say, look, I'm really sorry for the way I treated you initially. And I'd say, yeah, man, you're a dickhead. You know, like we're best friends now. Like before you knew me, you dressed in flip-flops and a flannelette shirt and you look like a bum and you drink beer and you'd be a dickhead, right? Now, I'm not saying you're better with me, but I have, you know, a lot of guys, I introduced them to culture. What I mean by culture, instead of eating like normal Aussie food, we'd go out to Lebanese restaurants, Italian, Greek. I would introduce them to my ethnic friends, the Italians, the Turks. You know, I'd give them some culture. I'd take them nightclubbing. I'd show them real pretty girls, ethnic girls, and they'd go, oh, and music and how to dress. And, you know, I would show them a different world that they weren't used to. And they would, not all of them, but a lot of them would go, you know what, I like this. And then they would occasionally travel. They'd go to Europe, they'd go to Greece, they'd go to Italy, they'd go to Spain, and they'd come back and they'd go, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were such cool people. The food was great. I didn't know they were so hospitable. Like they were so nice to us. And I'm like, yeah, dickhead. Yes, idiot. So I decided to put all my experience and I wrote it about 3 people that shouldn't like each other: Americans, Arab, Australians, and Jews, Israelis, right? So I lock them in the room for 6 hours and they do what they do. And eventually they become friends and they all give their opinion, their ruthless opinion on what they think of each other. You know what I mean?
So was this like a real experiment or was this like staged?
No, so I wrote it. I wrote the whole thing. It was 120 pages. And then I wrote it from my experience in life. You know what I mean? My conversations, you know, the American guy, I once had to work with a F-18 American pilot while I was in the Navy. I used to work on a big gunnery range where the American aircraft carriers used to come in and we'd have a bombing range. So they would bomb targets, and occasionally an Air Force pilot would come and stay with us for a day or two because they would come to the conning tower with us and they would talk to the aircraft in the air and guide them onto the target. And, you know, I remember this guy who's really smart, F-18 pilot. He's been to Iraq and he didn't know I was Arabic because I'm ethnic. He could have looked at me as Greek, Mexican, what have you. And he's like, you know, I went to Iraq and I did this, you know, I bombed this. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if an Arab was sitting right next to you? You know what I mean? You know, he was proud of the bombings. And he looked and he freaked out knowing, oh my God, there's an Arab sitting next to me and I'm telling him that I like to bomb Arabs.
And then we had an honest conversation, you know, we were adults about it, and he apologized in a way where he's like, listen, man, it's just my job. And I'm like, it's cool, man. Yeah, you don't, but like, just, you shouldn't, it's not right to go, oh, I want to kill Arabs. I'm like, okay, you're better than that. I know what your job is, but you're better as a human than that. I go, before we had dinner together, we spoke, we laughed. I go, do you hate me? He goes, no, man, you're cool. I go, yeah, I'm Arab. I'm cool, man. We're all cool. And then I took all that experience, you know what I mean? I've worked with the US Navy. I've been to America a few times. And they're just humans just like us, man. They're just wired differently. But once they get to know you, they like you. And so I put all of that experience into my writing, and then I wrote it, and then they acted it out.
I have to watch that movie, man. It seems so interesting. And I'll try and link it in the description for everyone that also wants to see it.
Yeah.
Ziggy, now just a few quick questions before we end the podcast. We've been doing this for a while, and so it's been very interesting. You've fought many times, have many fights, and been through a lot of tough times, a lot of hardship. What advice would you give to somebody that is battling hardship right now to help them go through it?
My thing is right now, there's a book. If you can get it on Audible, I highly recommend this book that is helping me. Let me get the name. It's on my Audible playlist. Okay. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
I love that guy.
Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Take it from someone who's gone through cancer and something that can kill me. Read the fucking book, okay? Everything is in your head. You've wired that way. You could have a fucked up childhood, broken heart, girlfriend could leave you. Everything, trauma, excuse me. And I don't know why I'm doing this. Read this book, because at the end of the day, it's all in your head and you're the only one that can change it. Yeah, that's it. It's that simple. Read the bloody book. That's it.
Okay, I'll put it in the description as well.
At the end of the day, it all is in your head, and you can rewire yourself to have a different perspective. Falling into the pattern of being aggressive, being upset, guilty. Why aren't things working out for me? This is all scientifically done, and I'm only up to the 3rd chapter, and I'm like, that's why I've been a dickhead for so long. That's why I've been angry for so long. This and that. So that my advice is read good books, and that is a book I can recommend. It will save your life. That's it. There's no miracle, guys. It's all up to you. It's your support system. It's the people around you, but it's all up to you at the end of the day. And you can't do it by yourself. No miracle's going to come your way, right? Okay, you might have a loving mom and dad and so and so, but sometimes that's not enough. You need to read scientific, factual books. You read it again and again and get it in your head and change life for the better. And that's it. It's that simple. Don't make it hard. It's not hard. Read the good books. It will change you as a person. That's it, Adam.
Yeah, guys, you heard it here. In the description, I'll put the exact book by Joe Dispenza. And Joe Dispenza is a very, very interesting guy. Like, I've been watching him for a while, and that I can agree. That book will definitely change your life, and I'm gonna read that too. Now that you spoke about it, Ziggy. One question. The whole world's watching you right now. Whole world's watching. What would you say to everybody? The spotlight's on you. If you can say one thing to everybody, what would it be?
Can I swear or can I not?
Yeah, man. Say whatever you want.
All right. Stop being fucking cunts. Yeah? Everyone stop being a fucking cunt. World doesn't revolve around you. Be a good person, okay? Don't be greedy. Don't be pretentious, because you're full of shit at the end of the day. All your social media shit is shit. How do I know? I've lived in Dubai for 14, 15 years. I've trained billionaires. Okay. I've been there, done that. I used to have a salary of almost up to $100,000 a month. The watches, the boats, all of that fucking shit. It's all bullshit. Okay. My clients have had 30 cars, Bugattis, private planes. I've been to weddings where they've spent $10 million on a wedding. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You're chasing this with your Louis Vuitton bullshit. You look like the next dickhead. Yeah, you might as well go down the road and fucking get the fake shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. If you really love it, if you really love to wear it, go and buy it. But if you're going to put it on Instagram, like, look at me, you look like the rest of the dickheads. So just be good. Be a good human. Be good to yourself. Be good to your friends. Be good to your family, and don't talk shit. Don't make trouble. Yeah. And love, man. Like, I'm serious. Go and love your brother, your sister. Go and love your mate. Be a deep person. Have interesting conversations. Yeah. None of this shallow bullshit. Like, hey, man, what are you doing, man? Yeah, man, I got this and that. And did you know that Britney Spears did this? And, you know, the car. None of that shallow shit. They don't know you. They don't give a fuck about you. Just hang out with good people and make great memories and do fun stuff and travel and be crazy and make mistakes and have an adventure. Life's all about having an adventure. Have a great fucking adventure. Your own adventure. Not other people's adventures, because people don't give a fuck about you. Just remember that in life. It's the harsh truth. No one gives a fuck about you. Give a fuck about yourself. Okay? And be happy for you and do what you love, and you'll attract the right people with the right mindset. You know what I mean? That's when you have your best friend, right? Because you're somewhere there, you like something the same. You know what I mean? And, you know, so surround yourself with the best people you can. It's not about money, because money comes and goes. And even if you got money, a lot of rich folks I know are pretty fucked up, mate. And if you're trying to chase the money and you get it, you're always chasing your tail. You go around and around. And then I'm going to go to the Greek islands and spend this and take photos and look at me. You never enjoyed that fucking trip. You're just showing off like an idiot. Enjoy life. Turn off the social media when you can. As we say in Arabic, shim hawa, smell the air, man, because life is so fucking awesome when you put all this shit aside and live. You know, read the good books. You can get Audible now. Read this shit. Get it into your head. You know, get your head out of this world that we're living in now. You know, just as we say in Arabic, wasakh, and what I mean by dirty is like, you watch people on Instagram, TikTok, and they'll do something stupid. So you think it's okay to do something stupid because you're following the norm. You're becoming a fucking sheep, mate. Be yourself. People might not like you at a young age because you're different, but different is good. Because mark my word, once everyone gets into the workforce, everyone's on the same level. You know what I mean? And just be a good person. And those that are dickheads around you, fuck them off, man. You don't need them. I know it's a long-winded answer, but just...
I love it. No, that was beautiful.
Be happy with yourself. Love yourself. And you're thinking, how do I love myself? Fucking figure out a way to do it. Love yourself. Read the books. Love yourself, because when you love yourself and you're happy with yourself, the world is a great place. When you're looking at other people trying to chase what they've got, you'll be a miserable fuck. Never be happy. You'll become a disgusting human. You'll do anything to get that. You'll rip people off. You'll lie behind their backs. You'll act like they're friends. You'll be a cunt. Don't be that fucking person, because you'll eventually be caught out and someone's going to fuck you over. So, yeah, that's it. Be a good human. It's not hard.
And I can definitely resonate with you when you're talking about, you know, idolizing celebrities, and like they don't care about, like they don't care. And people wasting their time talking about he's dating her and this is, man, they don't care. Don't worry about that stuff. Just worry
Just
about
remember, they eat like you, they shit like you, they get sick like you, they have problems like you. You know what I mean? They're just like you, but they're just on a platform that is bigger. And trust me, you don't want that life. You want to be sure, you want to be financially comfortable, and you want the things that make you happy, maybe a house, a few nice cars, you get to travel, do things with passion and love, and meet people around the world, travel and meet different people, and make friends with different people, make friends with poor people, middle class people, rich people. Be a globe trotter around the world where you leave a mark, man. Because I can tell you, in my life, especially like being a personal trainer for so long, I've helped so many people, and in return they've become family. You know what I mean? And there's real love there, and there's, when you hug them with love. So, and then I got rich friends that are extremely pretentious, and they have a $200,000 US dollar watch on their wrist, and they've got a LaFerrari, or they bought the latest whatever, and I just bought a mansion in Lake Como. They're cool too, but they're always trying to outdo each other, and when they get drunk and they open up, they're not very happy. So be happy with your lot in life. That's it. Be happy with your lot in life.
Love yourself and be happy. Love that, man. Everybody, guys, it was an amazing getting you on, Ziggy. Love this podcast. And, once this podcast gets huge, very soon we'll get you back on. Because I'm sure there's a
doesn't matter if it gets huge or not, and I'm happy just to do this. You're a good kid, so you got good content, and don't worry about it. It's all good, man.
Thank you.
Anytime.
I appreciate it. Everybody, go hit that subscribe button. This podcast is going to be huge, no doubt about that. We're gonna put all the effort into it, and you guys are the early ones, so we appreciate you guys. Hit the like button so it's shared to more people, and guys, go follow Ziggy, man. You gotta learn a lot from this guy, and it's entertaining, bro, watching your stories and your episodes.
I make really cool take the piss videos.
Yeah.
Which means I make fun of everybody and myself, but nothing personal. I make fun of a situation, because we all need to laugh at the end of the day.
100%. First link in the description. Go check out Ziggy. I love you all so much. Anything else you want to say, Ziggy?
Man, peace, guys. Be good.
Peace.